my book is called Boom Boom Boom. Boom 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 is illustrated by David Walker. He has illustrated 5 or 6 other books, but the publisher thought his style matched my text perfectly, and so he was picked for Boom Boom Boom. I was inspired to write Boom 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 one stormy night. It was a thunderstorm, and all of a sudden my dog came running into my room and jumped onto my bed. A few minutes later, my oldest daughter, who was about 5 at the time, came running in and said, "Mom, can I get in too?" And then my cat, and then my younger daughter, and then before long, the whole family was in our bed. And when the thunderstorm was over, everyone went back to their own beds, and I got up and started to write the first lines of Boom Boom Boom, which is a thunderstorm story. And it's also about being brave in a storm and having your friends around you in a storm, and knowing that at the end it turns out okay. This is the actual Fred, and he is happy to come and visit with children. Fred is the bear in our book. He's the little boy in the book's best friend, and he is why the little boy can be brave on his own, because he's got his best friend with him the whole time. And at the end, Fred gets a little crowded out, and so that's where the problem in the story arises, when we are getting Fred crowded. And so yes, Fred is happy to visit kids, he's happy to come to the library, and he loves to read books. You know, when I was a little girl, my father loved thunderstorms, and he would have us whenever a thunderstorm would start rolling in. And when it was still safe to do so, we'd go out on the front porch and we'd watch the storm clouds start rolling in. And he would teach us that when you hear the thunder, then you can count. And when you hear between the thunder and the flash, that's when how far away the storm is. And I would be afraid, and he'd say, "No, don't be afraid, let's listen and let's see how far away it is." And so he would distract us, and we'd be so busy counting how far away the storm was and how close it was getting, that thunderstorms actually became sort of an exciting thing in my family. That was fun. We'd see God's fireworks, and we'd have a great time together. So for me, thunderstorms are not scary. But I know that for a lot of kids and for a lot of animals, and even Fred, thunderstorms can be scary. And so my book is all about the fun you can have and how it's not a scary thing at all. It's a fun thing. I have been working in one way or other at the Hedberg Public Library. I started when I was about 12 as a volunteer at the Janesville Public Library, and I started going out as a storyteller. We used to go out to the playgrounds, and I was taught to tell prop stories without the book to kids on playgrounds. And so from the very beginning, even when I was a library user, I learned that the library is a place where you can go and have fun, you can read stories, you can connect with so many different people. And so the best part for me about working here still as an adult is definitely the storytelling. It's definitely the people I meet. It's the kids that I get to inspire. It's the people that come in every single day and tell me about this great story that they've just read, or that their child is starting to read, or that, you know, they found this amazing information in one of our books and they can't wait to share it with someone. And so for me, that is what having a library and being a part of this library is. It's being a part of the community together. Yes, I'm constantly writing books. In fact, I'm probably writing one right now in my brain as we're sitting here doing something else. When you're a writer, your brain never stops thinking of stories, and you might see something outside like a pretty flower, or maybe you see a squirrel and you start thinking about a story connected with those things. The smallest things kind of carry you off to a greater story land. And so for me, I'm constantly writing stories. I write every single day, and I have 2 more books coming out in the next couple years. And I hope to have a long career as a writer. Boom 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 is my first book, but my second book is called Big Rig. That one's coming out in January 2014, and it's all about a big rig named Frankie, and she has attitude, and the book is so much fun. It asks the kids to get involved in the journey. We get to do that awesome truck thing where you go, and so I just had a lot of fun learning all about trucking, finding all these great trucker words, and just having fun going on that journey with Frankie the Big Rig. That one is from Disney Hyperion. Boom 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 is available starting May 28th. It should be available at your local bookseller. It'll be available on online booksellers like IndieBound. You could also check one out from your local library or put a reserve. We have copies here at Hedberg for that. And also on June 1st, we'll be having a big birthday party, and books will be available here at the library on that day and also at the ground floor. Reading to your child is possibly the most important thing that you can do to help your child prepare for school. Basically from birth, your child is already starting to take in everything that's going on around them. And so if you talk to your child, if you have a conversation with your child, if you read picture books to your child is going to be exposed to so many words that they wouldn't be exposed to in normal conversation or watching television or even on the computer. The idea of bringing a child into your lap, opening a book, and sharing that time together, that creates more than just the vocabulary. That creates a feeling of joy and warmth and love. And if it's circled around reading, then your child is going to become a reader. And every single teacher on this planet is going to tell you that children that enter school with the ability and the love of learning and the love of reading, they're going to have an easier time of it. They're going to have an easier time in 3rd grade when it starts to get hard. They're going to have an easier time in 6th grade when they start to really get hard. And even studies have shown that high school students who were read to as preschoolers, they score higher on IQ tests. It's easy to read to your child. It's fun to read to your child. You know, there's nothing better that I like to do than sit down with a book and share it with the child. And it's a good way to take a break from the crazy hecticness of this world, to just sit down for 5 minutes a day and share your favorite book. And boom, boom, boom.